want to know the truth about men? The unfiltered, uncut, straight-to-your-face truth? Then listen up. Because when a man loves you, really loves you, he can't fake it. And he sure as hell can't hide it. You think flirting is just smiles and cheesy lines? No. When a man's in love, his flirting is on another level. It's raw, it's involuntary, and it's real. He doesn't just look at you, he sees you. His eyes lock on you like you're the only woman in the room, and he'll lean in closer without realizing it. His voice softens when he talks to you, not because he's weak, but because his heart's already surrendered. And don't even think he's unaware of how often he just happens to be near you. Coincidence? Bullshit. It's a man in love trying to orbit your world without giving up his pride. Pay attention to the way he reacts when you talk about other men. That little flicker of irritation? That's not insecurity. That's a man who's emotionally invested and doesn't want to share what he's starting to see as his. He might joke it off, but deep down, he's already imagined you being his. And he doesn't like competition. At his priorities, he starts texting back faster, finding reasons to call, changing plans to see you, even if it's just for 5 minutes. That's not flirting. That's a man willing to bend his world to make room for you. And trust me, men don't do that unless their soul is tied up in it. You'll hear the jokes, the teasing, the sarcasm, the playful banter. That's his comfort zone. But what he's really doing is building a private world between you and him. That's where the intimacy begins. That's where he starts to fall. And when a man opens up, drops the act, and gets real with you, no script, no performance. That's the goal. You want to know if he loves you? Watch how he acts when he thinks you're not watching. Does he remember the little things you say? Does he subtly protect you, guide you, check on you? That's love in disguise. That's a man who's no longer just playing the game, he's all in. Well, here's the kicker. A man in love is consistent, not when it's convenient, not when it's easy, but when it's hard, when he's tired, when life's chaotic, he still shows up. Because flirting with you is no longer fun and games. It's become his way of saying, you matter to me without uttering a word. So don't look for big speeches or romantic movie moments. Look for the flirty behaviors he can't hide, the ones that slip through the cracks when his guard is down. Because when a man truly loves you, his soul will expose itself in 1,000 little ways. And if you're smart, you'll see through the charm to the truth underneath. That's real love. That's power. And that's something no man can ever truly hide. Let me know if you'd like a shorter version for video or social media, or a variation with different energy. Like softer or more poet, let's talk about body language, the silent soldier of the soul. When a man falls in love, no matter how hard he tries to act chill, smooth, or emotionally bulletproof, his body gives him away. You don't need him to spell it out. His body screams what his mouth is too afraid to say. Because listen, real affection can't be rehearsed. It's not polished. It's not perfect. It's instinctual. When a man is genuinely into you, his eyes, his posture, his touch, the tone of his voice, all of it starts betraying his emotions. And the best part? He doesn't even know he's doing it. Start with the eyes. The eyes don't lie. If he's constantly locking in, holding your gaze longer than he does with anyone else, he's already drowning in feelings. His pupils dilate. He blinks slower. And even when the conversation breaks, he still looks for you. Because looking at you feels like breathing. It's natural. It's necessary. Then there's the way he positions himself around you. You ever notice how he always leans in, even in a group? How his feet point in your direction, his shoulders square off like you're the center of his gravity. That's not a random stance. That's primal. That's biology doing the talking. A man in love will subconsciously orient his entire body toward you, like you're his true north. And let's not forget touch. When a guy's in deep, his hands get braver, but not in a disrespectful way. It's the light brushes, the hand on your back when he's guiding you through a crowd, the quick touch on your arm when you laugh. It's the subtle stuff. Because to him, touching you even for a second grounds him. It anchors that moment in reality. His body is literally drawn to yours. Even his voice changes. Pay attention. When a man loves you, he lowers his voice, slows his speech, softens the edges. It's like he's trying to create a safe space in sound. His tone when he speaks to you compared to everyone else, completely different. It's more vulnerable, more open, more intentional. That's a man whose emotions have bypassed his filters. And posture, watch the posture. A man who's trying to impress you might puff out his chest or act confident. But a man who's emotionally invested, he drops the act. His shoulders relax. His body becomes open, vulnerable, because he's not trying to perform anymore. He's trying to connect. Body language is the ultimate truth teller. You can't fake it. You can't stage it. And when a man's in love, it's written all over him in 4K. High definition, no subtitles needed, clarity. The irony, he doesn't even realize you're seeing the real line more clearly in his silence than he could ever explain with words. So don't just listen to what he says. Watch him. Observe how his body responds to your presence, how he mirrors your movements, how his entire energy shifts when you walk into the room. You'll learn more in 5 seconds of unguarded body language than in 5 hours of polite conversation. That's how real affection leaks through. Not with grand speeches, not with big declarations, but in the micro movements, the unspoken gestures, the quiet, involuntary confessions his body blurts out before his pride can shut them down. And if you learn to read that language, you'll never doubt how deeply a man truly feels. Let's cut through the fluff and get real. Jealousy is emotional exposure. When it comes to men, it's one of the biggest tells that he's not just flirting anymore. He's falling. See, society has taught men to keep their cool, to play it off, to act unbothered, unaffected, emotionally untouchable. But guess what? That armor cracks fast when love is involved. Because when a man is truly into you, jealousy starts creeping in. Not the toxic, possessive, shouty kind, but the quiet kind. The kind he tries to laugh off. The kind that slips out sideways. The kind that says, "Well, I want you, and I don't want anyone else getting that close." And here's the truth most people don't want to admit. Jealousy isn't always a red flag. Sometimes it's a green light, a sign he cares. A green light. Forgot, a man who has nothing invested in you won't even flinch when you mention another guy. But a man whose heart is already on the line, he'll feel that gut punch. He might hide it behind a smirk or a sarcastic comment. But deep down, he's watching the competition like a hawk in a tux. Look at me. It's in the little things, the pause when you mention an old friend, the fake yawn when he sees you texting someone else, the extra question he throws in. "Oh yeah? Who's that guy?" Disguised as casual curiosity, but laced with an undertone of "don't make me regret falling for you." Because real love comes with risk, vulnerability, a silent, gnawing fear of losing something that matters. And for men, especially the ones who built a persona of control and strength, this type of jealousy is the emotional slip they didn't authorize. But it happens anyway. Their poker face fails. Their mask slips. And if you're paying attention, you'll see the flicker of truth. It might come out in protective behavior. He suddenly doesn't like that coworker who's too friendly. Or maybe he's offering to drive you places more often. Volunteering to walk you to your car. Randomly checking in when he knows you're out. He's not policing you. He's panicking in a low-key way. Because now you matter, and in his head, you're his, even if the words haven't been spoken yet. This isn't about control. It's about connection. It's about a man realizing he's emotionally naked. And instead of running, he's doubling down. Jealousy in this subtle form is a byproduct of attachment. He's not just flirting anymore. He's invested. His ego has left the chat, and his heart is now driving the car. Poorly, I might add. So what do you do when you see this kind of jealousy? You don't exploit it. You don't play games. You respect it. Because that emotion, uncomfortable as it may be, is coming from a place of real affection. A place where he's not just enjoying your company. He's afraid to lose it. And in that fear, that instinctive tension, that twitch of possessiveness, he tries to play cool. There's your answer. He's not just into you. He's hooked. Let's talk about prioritization. Because this is where the boys get separated from the men and the flirts get separated from the ones who are falling hard. You want to know the loudest love language a man speaks? It's not sweet texts. It's not flowers on Valentine's Day. It's not heart emojis. Those things are surface level. Easy. Convenient. The real love language, the one that costs something, the one that tells you where you stand in his world, is this. How often does he choose you over everything else? Because let's get one thing straight. Men make time for what they value. Period. If you're constantly being told he's too busy, you're too tired, or got a lot going on right now, let me translate that for you. You're not the priority. When a man is in love, his actions reorganize themselves. His schedule shifts. His habits evolve. His attention gets laser focused. Why? Because love isn't a side hustle. It's the main event. And if he's into you, he starts showing up in ways that are louder than words and deeper than charm. He'll reply quicker, not just because he can, but because he wants to. You move from the back of his inbox to the top of his mind. When he's in a room full of distractions, you are still the thought tugging at his sleeve. And when choices come, when there's a party, a meeting, a boys' night, or even just a late shift, he carves out time for you. It doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's consistent. And that consistency is the pulse of real love. You'll start to notice the shift. His plans start factoring you in. He's not just inviting you into his life. You're becoming part of the blueprint. And he's doing it without a speech, without a PowerPoint, without saying, I love you in neon letters. He's saying it through action. Because prioritization is sacrifice in disguise. It's him choosing to spend less time on games, on scrolling, on meaningless habits, and more time on you. That's not just affection. That's investment. That's him putting skin in the game. And that kind of shift, you can't fake it. You can't buy it. It only comes when love is present. It might look like small things. Picking you up, remembering that appointment you mentioned once, showing up when you didn't even ask. But don't underestimate the power of those moments. Those are the compounded interest of emotional commitment. One choice at a time, day after day, day after day. You're not just someone he's dating, you're someone he's building a routine around. And let me tell you this, when a man makes you a priority, you don't have to guess how he feels. You won't have to decode mixed signals or wonder where you stand, because love that prioritizes. Why, love that sacrifices time, energy, attention. That love is loud. It walks into the room before he even opens his mouth, and it never, ever whispers. So if he's making time for you, showing up when it's inconvenient, putting your needs into his equation, you're not just a woman he likes. You're the woman he's already chosen. You ever notice how that one guy, the one who's usually reserved, maybe even serious, it suddenly becomes a comedian when you're around? He cracks more jokes, teases you just enough to make you laugh, and finds ways to slip humor into every interaction. Why? Because when a man is in love, humor becomes his shield, his sword, and his secret weapon. It's not just about being funny, it's about building a bridge between his heart and yours. It's how he flirts without fear, how he lowers your guard without you noticing, and how he lets his soul peek out, while still playing it cool. See, when a man starts catching real feelings, he's walking a tightrope between desire and vulnerability. He wants to impress you, connect with you, make you smile. But he doesn't want to come off as too intense, too fast. So what does he do? He uses humor, because humor disarms. It bonds, it creates intimacy without pressure. This is not the same kind of humor he throws around with his friends. No, this is tailored, personal. When a man loves you, his jokes become specific to you. Inside jokes, callback references to things you've said before. Playful teasing that shows he's not only listening, but that he's invested in remembering the details. This is emotional intelligence disguised as witty banter. And here's what most people miss. He's not trying to make everyone laugh. He's focused on you. He's reading your reactions like a hawk. If he says something funny and you crack up, you just made his whole damn day. He's not chasing attention. He's chasing connection. His end game isn't applause. It's that spark in your eyes when you laugh. But there's a deeper layer to this. Humor is vulnerability. It's risky. When a man puts himself out there with a joke, a tease, or a quirky observation, he's testing the waters. Will she accept this version of me? Will she engage with this part of my personality? He's peeling off the mask, slowly, safely, one laugh at a time. And guess what? If you joke back, tease him, laugh freely, he takes that as a green light. Not just that you're amused, but that you're comfortable, that you're on the same wavelength, that you see him, that you get him. This is how emotional safety is built. Not with declarations, not with candlelit speeches, but with laughter, with shared silliness, with little moments that make big feelings less scary. And once that rhythm kicks in, that inside joke chemistry, it becomes addictive. Every laugh brings you closer. Every joke becomes a thread in the invisible bond he's weaving around you. That's not flirting for the sake of flirting. That's a man building a private universe where you and he speak a language only the two of you understand. So when he's cracking jokes, being playful, gently roasting you in the sweetest way, don't brush it off. He's not just trying to be funny. He's saying, I want you to feel good when you're with me. I want to be your reason to smile. I want to be the highlight of your day. And if he starts looking for ways to make you laugh, even when things get tough, even when he's stressed or tired or preoccupied, then congratulations. You're not just in his head, you're in his heart. You want to know if a man is serious, if he's truly in love, if all that flirting and affection is real and not just another temporary performance. Forget the grand gestures. Forget the late night texts. And they forget the smooth talk and I miss you messages. Those are easy. Anyone can say the right thing once, but you know what's not easy? Consistency. Consistency is the difference between a guy who wants you tonight and a man who's preparing to stand by your side for life. In life. Because here's the truth most people won't tell you. Love isn't proven in what a man does when it's easy. It's proven in how he shows up when it's not. It's what he does when he's busy, when he's overwhelmed, when he's frustrated, tired, annoyed, or when there's nothing in it for him. That's when his real character kicks in. That's when his real feelings reveal themselves. If he's consistent, he's committed. When a man is in love, he doesn't dip in and out. He doesn't go hot and cold. He doesn't disappear and reappear like a magician with emotional issues. No, he shows up over and over again. Because you're not a convenience, you're a priority. And his consistency becomes his loudest declaration. Louder than I love you. Louder than flowers or fancy dates. It's in the way he texts you good morning when he's got a 6 a.m. meeting. It's in the way he remembers your tough week, checks in on your parents, follows up on something you mentioned once in passing. That's not randomness. That's emotional tracking. That's intentional love. See, when love is real, a man doesn't need reminding. He doesn't need to be begged for attention. He doesn't forget what matters to you because what matters to you starts to matter to him. And if he says he cares but disappears for days without explanation, if he says he loves you but only shows up when it's fun or convenient, let me give it to you straight. He's not consistent. He's comfortable. A picture. There's a massive difference. Love shows up even when he doesn't feel like it. Love checks in even when he's exhausted. Love doesn't flake, ghost or play games. Love builds trust one brick at a time. And the only mortar that holds that trust together is consistency. Because what's consistent becomes reliable. What's reliable becomes safe. And what's safe becomes home. And that's what a man builds when he truly loves you. Not just chemistry, not just fun, but foundation. And foundation takes repetition. Repetition builds rhythm. Rhythm creates emotional safety. And emotional safety, that's where love lives. That's where it thrives. So pay attention. The real test of love isn't in what he says during the highs. It's in what he does during the lows. It's not about how he treats you when he wants something. It's about how he treats you when he doesn't need to do anything at all. If he's showing up consistently, communicating consistently, choosing you consistently, you're not just someone he's into. You're someone he's building with. And that is the highest form of love a man can show. So let me make this crystal clear. You don't need to beg a man to show love. You don't have to chase, decode, or tolerate inconsistency wrapped in charm. Because when a man truly loves you, it shows. In his body, in his habits, in his time, in his effort, in his unshakable consistency. Real love doesn't hide behind excuses. It doesn't vanish when life gets hard. And it sure as hell doesn't play games with your heart. A man in love doesn't need a script. His emotions leak out through his flirty behavior, whether he realizes it or not. And the beauty of it, you don't have to dig deep to find it. It's all there in plain sight if you've got the courage to see it for what it is. So from the way he moves, how he protects, to how he jokes, prioritizes, and consistently chooses you, those aren't just signs of attraction. They're signs of love in motion. And when a man loves like that, fully, openly, boldly, it's not just flirty behavior anymore. It's a full-blown, no-holds-barred emotional confession. The only question is, will you recognize it when you see it? Now go out there, know your worth, own your power, and never ever settle for anything less than undeniable, unmistakable, unapologetic love, the kind you don't have to question, because it proves itself every damn day